I took the night shift because I thought it would be quiet. I didn't need conversation. I didn't need customers. I just needed money. The ad was taped to a bus stop pole. Night store clerk, nights only, good pay, no experience needed. There was an address printed at the bottom, far enough from town that I had to check the route twice. The building looked closed even when it wasn't. The sign buzzed, but only half the letters worked. The windows were dark, not tinted, dark, like light didn't stay in them. When I stepped inside, the door chimed once, and the sound felt late. The manager was already there. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't ask my name. He slid a clipboard across the counter and said, "You'll be alone after midnight." Then he pointed under the counter. There was a laminated sheet taped to the wood, edges curled, ink faded from being wiped too many times. "Read these," he said. "They're not suggestions." I laughed, a reflex. He didn't. He clocked out at 11:58 p.m. exactly. At the door, his hand on the handle, he said one last thing. "If the bell rings after midnight, don't greet first." Then he left. The door chimed again. This time, it sounded early. The rules were written in block letters, some scratched out, some rewritten, others dated like revisions. Rule 1. If someone enters after 12:17 a.m., do not greet them first. Rule 2. If the bell rings twice but the door didn't open, stay behind the counter. Rule 3. Never look directly at a customer who knows your name. Rule 4. If the security camera shows an aisle that doesn't exist, turn the monitor off. I told myself it was a prank, some kind of hazing. At 12:03 a.m., nothing happened. No footsteps, no voices. The lights hummed, the freezers breathed. At 12:16, the bell rang. Once. I looked up. The door was closed. Then it rang again. I stayed where I was. The sound stopped. At 12:17, the door opened on its own. No chime, no sound. A man stepped inside. He smelled faintly of wet earth, like rain trapped in fabric. He walked slowly, and for a moment I thought I heard another set of footsteps behind him. But when he stopped, they did too. I almost spoke. That's when I saw the reflection. The glass behind the counter showed me and him. But in the reflection, he was standing closer than he was in front of me. He smiled, not at me, at the empty space beside me. "You're new," he said. Then, without looking at my badge, he said my name. I didn't answer. I didn't greet him first. He waited. Then he nodded, like I'd passed something, and walked down an aisle that wasn't on the camera feed. I didn't follow him. That wasn't because of the rules. It was instinct. I watched the security monitor instead. On the screen, where he turned, the image just stopped, like the store had been cut off with scissors. No static, no darkness, just nothing. When he disappeared, the feed corrected itself. Normal shelves, normal spacing. The bell didn't ring when he left. At 1:00 a.m., the store changed anyway. Not suddenly, not violently. It felt heavier. The lights no longer hummed together. Each aisle had its own rhythm. The freezers breathed unevenly. That wasn't in the rules. Below Rule 4, the plastic was clouded with fingerprints, the handwriting smaller. Rule 5. At 3:33 a.m., the register will open by itself. Let it. Someone had written beside it, "Do not count the money." Rule 6. If you hear knocking from the storage room, do not investigate. There was no storage room door. Rule 7. If you think you're alone in the store, check the reflection, not the aisles. At 2:12 a.m., I heard laughter. Not from the aisles, not from the door. From above me. Soft, breathy, like someone enjoying a private joke. The cameras didn't react. It didn't say my name. It didn't move closer. So I didn't look up. I kept my eyes on the counter, counted my breaths until the sound thinned out and disappeared. At 3:33 a.m., the register drawer slid open, slowly. No chime, no alert. Heat drifted out of the drawer, stale, unpleasant, like something held too long. The bills were stacked too neatly. One of them faced the wrong direction. I saw it in the reflection of the glass case, and when I looked back, it had corrected itself. After exactly 1 minute, the drawer closed. When it did, the lights over aisle 3 dimmed. On the monitor, the shelves leaned inward, closing the space between them. I stayed behind the counter. I didn't speak. I turned the monitor off. When I checked again, the aisle was normal. At 4:18 a.m., 3 soft knocks came from inside the wall. Not the door, not behind me. Deeper. I checked the reflection in the glass case. For a moment, I saw someone standing too close behind me. When I didn't react, the reflection corrected itself. The knocking stopped. After that, nothing else tried. The store settled. Before my shift ended, I took a pen. There was space left at the bottom of the page. I added 2 rules. Rule 8. If the aisles appear to shift, narrow, or lean while no customers are present, do not approach them. Remain behind the counter until the layout returns to normal. Rule 9. If you hear laughter or conversation without a visible source, do not respond and do not look toward the sound. Keep your eyes on the counter until it stops. At 5:58 a.m., the door chimed. This time, it sounded normal. Morning light crept through the windows. A woman came in for coffee, paid, and left. At 6 a.m., my shift ended. The manager arrived, read the new rules, and laminated the page again. I walked out with more money than I should have earned, enough that I didn't need the job. I should have walked away. But at the end of the block, I stopped. The sign was fully lit, every letter working. I came back the next night, not because I needed the money, but because I wanted to see what else the rules hadn't learned yet. If this echo stayed with you, stay with us. Subscribe for more.